All right, so this next video is talking about our EWR, or Early Warning Radar, or RWR, sorry, Radar Warning Receiver. Okay, so this is the thing on the jet that lets you know who has radar and who's transmitting nearby, who has a lock on you, and who's the greatest threat based on that. So for that, what we're going to do is we're just going to create a SAM site in the mission editor, go onto the same mission we were just flying with the same jet, kind of go up there and show you what all those different alarms are, and when you get misfired, a missile fired on you, and so on and so forth. So in that, I wanted to take this opportunity to show you what it takes to have a SAM site. So in the mission editor, oh, I need to turn down my volume because there's music there. I think I muted it for you guys, but okay, so we're just going to get a SA-10 SAM site, okay, which is S300. So if we click on air defense for this ground unit and then we choose the type, for the SA-10, you can see there's several different SA-10 components. To get this to work, you basically need one of each, minimum. The more you have, the more redundancy you have, the more resilient the SAM site is. So you need a command post, which is annotated by the CP, a launcher to launch the missiles, which is annotated by LN. Now there's two different types. There's long range launcher and a short range launcher. I'm not sure which one's which, and I don't really care. I just usually, if I'm creating a SAM site, I'll put like 3 of each launchers in there. Then you have a search radar, and there's 2 types of search radars. I'm not sure what the difference is, so I'd put 1 of each. And then you have our tracking radar. So the search radars are going out looking for aircraft in the area. When it finds one that it thinks it's hostile, it'll send that to the command post, and then the tracking radar will track that particular jet and send that algorithm to the command post, which will then set its algorithms to the launchers to say, fire at this trajectory. So it's good to know when you're trying to take out a SAM site, if you take out the command posts, SAM site's dead. On the SA-10s anyway. If you take out the search radars, it can't find you. It's not dead, but it's useless. If you take out the tracking receiver, it'll be able to find you, but it can't calculate the best angle of attack to fire a missile at you. So either way, the best way to take out a SAM site is to remove the command post, but those are usually hidden and not right next to all the other components. Those can be quite a ways away as long as they have line of sight. So you never know where that might be. We can always find the search radars if they're transmitting, right? Because they're transmitting, we know where they are. And that's where the RWR comes into play. Our radar warning receiver will tell us where things are that are transmitting RF, okay? And then what they are. It can determine what it is based on its RF signature. So that might be an SA-10, that's a MiG-29, that's a F-18, that's your own Patriot site, you know. And then if they lock on you, there's a different tone and so on and so forth. So we're going to go through that, but I just kind of wanted to show you what, different things about the SAM site. I thought it'd be a cool opportunity to, while we're talking about the RWR, we'll do that in there. I'm also going to throw some jets in there just to kind of show you the different types of RWR pings that we can get, or nails that we can get. So I'm going to pause the video, get DCS up and running, get on mission, and show you those things. So stand by. All right, so we're actually taking off right now. Taking off on the taxiway because who gives a shit right now? I'm just showing you different thingies. All right, so gear up, flaps up, and this video is about the RWR. So let's pull that up. So on our DDIs is what they call them, digital display indicators. Over on the right here, we have our EW page. So we're going to click on the EW page, and this is our RWR and this will show us where all the threats are, but it won't do so unless I turn it on. So we're going to come down here, and this is our ALR 67 right there. So now that it's on, we can see our ALR 67 is receiving information. Okay. So I didn't set any waypoints, so I'm not exactly sure where these folks are. I should have figured that out. But what we can tell you with confidence is nobody has anything with radar around because nothing's showing up here. And as far as HUD symbology is concerned, if we box the HUD here over on the right, all RWR threats will show up on the HUD as well. Now, obviously, this starts to clutter everything up. And it's so much information, it's sometimes hard to read the other ones. So we're going to go ahead and turn off our time of day on the HUD that was here. That. We'll turn that off just to kind of remove that so it's easier to see. We're going to head from when I created this, I believe it was to the east. So we'll head in the easterly direction. Yeah, I know. So this is beeping at me. I got a 14-degree alpha right now. I'm going super slow, sub 200. I wasn't paying attention. All right, so to try to help identify where this is, we're going to throw up our SA page. So on our DDIs, we have the EW page that we're seeing over here, and then we have our SA page, or situational awareness. If we zoom out here, you can see we know, and this is cheaty because I created it and I didn't make it an AWACS that told us where it was or whatever, but we know the SA10 site's right here. So this is that SAM site I showed you in the mission editor. We're going to fly straight towards it. I kind of wanted to lock me up. That's what I'm wanting to show you. I also put in MiG-29 out there just to kind of show you if there's multiple hits, what that looks like on the RWR. So this particular SA-10 is quite a ways out, but the dotted line represents its effective range. However, if you get fired at right after you cross that, it's pretty easy to defend against because the missile it's out of fuel and it's just losing energy as it progresses. It's really easy to dodge. They're dangerous when they fire right underneath you. There's no dodging them at that point. So let's go ahead and go full burner on this just to get there faster and make ourselves a bigger target. We'll actually increase our altitude. So we'll go high and fast. High and fast means easy to detect. Okay. While we're doing that, I'll talk about the RWR itself. So you got this outer ring here, and this is where all detections will be placed. Anything that has a lock on you will be placed closer to this ring here. And anything that is a serious threat that could kill you will be down and closer towards your aircraft. It doesn't mean it's closer. It doesn't show you distance. It shows threat level. The further away it is, the less of a threat it is. The closer it is to your airplane in the RWR page, the more of a threat it is. Okay. And then these two specific lines here are your notching lines. So if you can take the threat, let's say the SA-10 site pings up here, okay? And it's a threat and it's locking onto you. If you navigate it so that SA-10 is off to your wing, either your left or right wing, it'll have a hard time locking onto you and you'll be called notching it or masking, or no, notching it. And it'll be hard for that device to get it lock on you, so it might lose its lock. So one thing I did not do in the mission editor is set the rules of engagement on that guy to fire on me immediately, so I'm not sure if that's gonna actually fire on me, but we'll see, I guess. And if it doesn't, I'll pause the video, get one up, get back to this point, and you won't lose any time. So there it is. Okay, bingo. We got the MiG-29. So you can see it's the 29 represents the number, so it's a MiG-29. You just learn those over time. You know, if it says 15, it's an F-15. If it says 16, it's an F-16. If it says 18, it's an F-18. 29 is a MiG-29, right? 30, MiG-30, so on and so forth. The caret represents it's an airborne target, and it's straight ahead. So it gives me azimuth, but it doesn't give me distance. So the MiG-29 doesn't have me locked up, but does have me, or I am detecting its radar. Let me put it that way. Interestingly enough, the SA-10 is not showing up. So that might be my bad. Let me mess with the MiG-29, and then if the SA-10 comes up, we'll reach that. So you can see here on the HUD, now we have this 29 with an arrow. That's telling us the 29 is in this direction from our location. So if we want to fly straight towards it, and we'll probably run out of fuel before we get there. I have full burners, just trying to make this quick. I got to make that straight ahead of me. So I'm going to bank to the left a little bit. And now I'm going to head straight for that guy. And for video purposes, I did make this MiG-29 rules of engagement fire if fired upon. So we have no threat, just flying into this. So we don't know how far away he is. Oh. Okay. That CS, I was expecting a 10 there. I'm not sure. That is definitely the SA-10 we put up. But it doesn't say 10. So I'm not really sure what those letters mean. This is where Google is your best friend. But now we have another threat. We don't know if it's a threat or not. We have another radar contact on our EWR or RWR. So now we got two threats or two detections here. Incidentally, our friendlies will show up here as well. Yeah, mode doesn't do anything. Eventually there might be a way to filter out friendlies. Yeah, so yeah, none of that works. But it does show you where they're located. So we're still flying towards it. We're at 8,000 pounds of fuel. Okay, now we got a BB signal, Big Bird signal. Which does correlate to where we set up that SA-10. And you notice there's no alarms because there's nothing my jet has detected a threat. It just detected a radiation signal. So it's like, there, now. I'm going to pause it. I know two things. I know somebody has locked me on because of that sound that we heard, and I know it's a SAM because it says right here, it's a SAM. Okay. Also, there's the 10 that I was expecting to see. So now an SA-10 has us locked up. And you know, the 10 is a threat because it's now on that center middle circle. So the SA-10 has us locked up. Our countermeasures dispenser is right here. So I have that ready. I have 60 pieces of chaff to kick out if I need to go defensive, right? So that sound that you hear this, that means somebody's locked you on. So pay attention. We can also see that in the HUD because now we have, and you can't see it because the BB and the 10, it's the same site, but we have that dashed line it's closer to your velocity vector. Hey, like, hey, out of all these radar contacts, pay attention to me because I'm important because I got you locked on. Okay. That means there's a missile that's fired. Okay, so the first sound, the first alarm means you are locked on. This sound means a missile is fired. It's time to go defensive, right? So I am quite a ways away from the missile launch, so I'm not too concerned with it. Oh, I'm paused. But we should be able to see it. If we look off to our right, a little bit off our nose to the right, we should be able to start to see that missile launch. And we're going to cheat here a little bit. No, we're going to cheat here a little bit. Just make sure it's not beneath us. It's not. Okay, so we'll come back into our cockpit, unpause, just kind of look out for it. Do we see the missile? I sure as shit don't see it. Killing the throttle just to slow down. Okay, so I'm probably gonna die because I don't see the damn missile. I could just go defensive immediately and whatever, but I wanted to show you the missile. Let me just make sure it's not beneath me. No. It's probably so far away I can't even see it. But the missile still does have me locked on and I'm heading straight for it. So this would be a kill shot. If I don't do anything, it will be a kill shot. Oh, there it is. You see the smoke trail? So it's coming at me. So I'm going to dump some chaff, change directions, and head towards the ground. That's basically your anti-SAM defensive maneuver. And now there's no radar contacts. So we did good. We're probably too far to the ground so it doesn't see us. And the missile is gone, okay? Oh, there it was. It's right there. That's where the missile went. So it completely missed us. So we'll turn back in and see if it can fire again at us. So hot and high. That sound means if I'm gonna head back to my waypoint 0, I need to do that now. Otherwise you'll run out of fuel. Just good to know, but don't really care either. I don't plan on going back. Whoa, that was a MiG-29. We merged. He did not attack me because I set his rules of engagement. Interestingly enough, he's not on the RWR because his radar, I don't detect his radar. Now, where did he go? Don't know. Whatever. We're not doing radar and stuff like that. Okay, now he's behind me. Maybe for fun we'll, oh, there he is. Yeah, he's like right freaking behind me. You see him? So we'll hit our brakes, let him fly right by. And now the SA-10's gonna lock me up, right? So I'd be dead, but I'm not really too concerned with it.
Altitude.
I think something just happened. Yeah, we crashed into each other. That's cool. Hey, I didn't fire on you! Okay, so he killed me because we collided and they consider that an attack. But yeah, that's the RWR. Obviously, it is not completely effective we'll go here. It's not completely effective at finding bogeys, right? That's where your radar and your SA page come in, and your IFF and stuff like that. We'll get to in another video. RWR simply tells you where RF signals are and if they got you locked on or not. So that's what those signals are for.